This is a basic user guide for Tom's Simple Storage mod. This is a really cool mod for doing storage when you don't want to use super complex networks like Applied Energistics. So, what do we have here? I'm going to show you a simple network that I have set up, and I'm going to show you some other bits in the mod that you may find useful. So, I've got my chests here, and let's say I want to connect all of these chests into one single inventory. Well, I have this thing here called an inventory connector. And what I can do, every network must have one of them. I can just click the inventory connector onto the ground here, and you can see it says 2 inventories, 108 slots free. So what it's doing is it can connect these 2 chests. Because these 2 chests are connecting, because they're touching, it can actually, it can see both of them. If I get rid of that one and it's not touching, it's now only 54 slots free and 1 inventory. So, okay, that's cool, but how do we actually input and extract from these inventories? Well, the first thing you're going to need is a storage terminal or a crafting terminal. The storage one lets you access the inventory, like over here. Here's a storage terminal. I can access the inventory. A crafting terminal lets me also craft, and I can take out from the ingredients in here, etc. So what I could do in this terminal is right-click it to access it, and plop in my crafting table, and it will automatically go into one of the chests, just like magic. So what if, however, they're not touching and you want to connect inventories, or maybe it's over a long distance? Well, what you can do is add this here, an inventory trim. This will connect the inventories on either side, almost like it's a helping hand, you know, to connect these 2 inventories up. You can also, over long distances, use inventory cables like this. And then what you could do at the end of that cable is add a inventory cable connector. Oops, got rid of my inventory configuration. And I can place that here. Well, what I would do is I'd place the chest and then shift click that on there. And that basically is accessing this inventory now. So if I put in this grindstone and I go into my terminal, you can now see the grindstone is in the network. But if I break the cable, obviously it's now disappeared from the network. So what if I want to filter what is going into this chest? Well, what I can do is make this here, the inventory configurator wand. And when I right click on it, or, well, right click on an item, like this one here, you can see some options come up. So I can right click onto this access point and maybe make an item filter. And I can plop that item filter in. And now you can see when I hover over it, at the top of my screen, it says priority normal item filter. Whereas if I take it out, the item filter bit disappears. So you're not really adding the filter into the wand, you're adding it into the item that you're clicking with the wand. So let's use this item filter. So I could right click it with it in my hand, and I could say sticks. And I want to allow or reject matching. So if I'm saying allow, then I'm whitelisting sticks. So I can right click with the inventory configurator, get the item filter, and click it into there, and now that is filtering for sticks. I can choose different priorities. You know, if this is the highest priority over here, yeah, I'd done another filter over here for sticks, and I'm saying allow sticks, and I go right click, put the item filter in, and it's a low priority. I just say allow, right? When I put a stick into here, I've got 1 stick in here. You'll notice it hasn't gone into this chest. It's gone into this chest. But if this chest was full, then it would go into this chest because it's a lower priority, but it's both whitelisting sticks. It's pretty simple how it all works, but then again, that is Tom's simple storage mod for you. The idea is it is simple. So what else do we have on here? We can say which side do you want to interact from. Things like furnaces is always a good example. With a furnace, coal goes in at the bottom, the thing you're burning goes in at the top. And certain storage items, maybe you want to actually do it from, you know, a specific side. So even though this is going into the back of the chest, it will actually let you go into a side of the chest, if that makes sense. We can say don't keep the last item in the slot, or keep at least 1, meaning that if I run out of sticks, it will always keep at least 1 in the slot. So if I want to keep the chest kind of the same, then it will do that. Before we get into the video, thank you so much to gPortal for sponsoring this video. You can get Minecraft or a plethora of other games on their library here through their Game Cloud system, meaning you can buy as much RAM as you need for, say, a Minecraft server, and if you've got any left over or you want to add more, you can add other servers from different games into your Game Cloud and switch them out throughout the month as you wish. They have servers all over the world, as you can see here, and give you protection from DDoS attacks, 24/7 support, databases, and the server is immediately online. If you're looking for a specific mod pack in Minecraft, you can simply search it up, like our Patreon server, which we host on RLCraft. You can see it also recommends how much gigabytes you need. I, as a content creator of a community, need to make sure that it's a company I can trust, and my server runs beautifully, better than even running it myself, and I have a lot of experience in running servers. So if you want 10% off your first order with gPortal, check out the link in my description, and don't forget you can always join the Patreon to support the channel, and also join the Patreon-only RLCraft server. There's also a polymorphic item filter, which only allows inserting items that already exist in the inventory. So it's actually really simple, I dare say it again, but really useful for that one. And a tag item filter that will use tags like forge ores or iron ore and those kind of tags that you get. One other thing we have is a basic inventory hopper. You can import or export from your inventory network, right-click an item to set the filter, and shift-right-click with an empty hand to clear it, so we can import and export. There's filing cabinets where you could store multiple variants of the same item. If you're wondering what that would mean, if you've ever played Forestry and there's loads of different bees that you can get, or I'm trying to think what other mods have items where you've got loads, or this is an old one, Industrial Craft 2 with seeds, or any mod that has like variants of seeds that might have different stats on them. I don't know if gear would come into this equation, but anything where it's like the same item, but there's loads of different stats, or productive bees genetics, maybe, things like that, which it would take up loads and loads of slots in a normal chest for loads of the variants of the same item, and it would just be a waste of space. That's when you would use a filing cabinet. There's an open crate which converts the block in front of it into an inventory as well, and there's also a level emitter which will emit a redstone signal based on inventory system contents. But I've pretty much shown you how to use the mod at this point. The only other thing I want to show you is painting, the paint kit here, and then there's also a framed inventory cable, which is just a cable, but you can paint it, and the same with an inventory cable connector, so the one that connects you to the chest, but a framed one. What these do is they're paintable. So if I was to use these here instead, and I shift right click the paint kit onto the grass and then right click the cable, it now looks like grass. And you can completely hide your cables and actually stand on them, which is really, really cool. So it's a great way of disguising the ugliness of the network. Not that I'm calling it ugly, but you know what I mean. Preserves the aesthetics, and you can do these inventory trims that connect up as well. Grass, and there you go. Or I could say furnace. Would that work? No, it needs to be like a proper block, like grass or something. But yes, there you go. So now we can access all of these inventories, via here in the terminal. We can change the size of the terminal, enable sorting while holding shift. Do you want refined storage controls, vanilla, or applied logistics if you're used to those mods? Standard search, auto search select, sorting, sort by amount name, or the mod, the item amount, so do I want to sort by how much, the maximum amount I've got in there versus something that's only got one in, and I can search for stick and it will just show me the stick, and I can just pull out of that inventory and put it in, and it will put it into either the first 3 inventory it finds or ones with filters, etc. And that is how you play Tom's Simple Storage mod.